Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Game Hounds. Game Hounds Happy Endings here on Spreaker. And today, it is a ginger-free zone.
Indeed.
It is. It's just, Edie's away on assignment, as we like to say. And so it's another version of Guys Night Out here.
And I'm not wearing any red, even.
No.
I'm completely redless.
Oh, wait. I have a red sweatshirt on, my favorite. I get my Cincinnati Red sweatshirt on. I do. I just, it's my thing. It's what I do. So anyway, so we just wrapped up recording our regular show that actually went live earlier today. And we talked about all sorts of things. We talked a lot about Outlast, that horror game. Now, Nick, have you played that?
Yeah, I played like an hour of it.
Okay,
I think I'm at the part where you are.
Okay, so all right. So you actually did play, because I know that Edie was talking, I was talking. I thought you said you played it, so I wasn't sure how far along you guys are. Hello, everybody in the chat room, Kevin, AC Wraith, and Yager. Yet we are live here, 3 o'clock Eastern and noontime Pacific time on the Game Hounds Happy Endings. And getting back to Outlast, are you getting into it?
Yeah, I mean, I only played it for an hour just last night, so it's like right away, but it fills that horror need that I haven't had from a game in a long time.
It does, doesn't it? I feel exactly this. It's like there's that little itch there that you finally get to scratch. It's like, oh, this is fun.
Because like most horror games have been kind of like Dead Space, where it's horror action and there's like a big action component. But this is just pure, straight, nope, you are weak. You have to run. And yeah, I'm like you, play it by myself, not talking to anyone, lights off, and you just get so into it.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of, did you ever see that movie Session 9?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you saw it. That was actually filmed in the town I was born in over here. We've gone through that. The best thing about Session 9 was there wasn't any special effects. There was no CGI. That was just pure creepiness.
Yeah.
When, he found the peanut butter jar. It just was like little things like that. When he was in the room, up in one of the rooms in the insane asylum, kind of just, the lights went out or something like that. It was just, there wasn't any monsters, really. It just creeped you out. And that's how this game is. Even though this game does have, you quote, monsters in it, the whole creepiness of sneaking around, trying not to be discovered, and just hiding, and that's all you can do. You can't fight back. And you know what I did a couple times that was really neat is that at some point early in the game that your job is now to escape the asylum, okay? Something, I don't know what happened, I forget, but now your goal is to escape the asylum. I don't know if you did this, but I actually went over to one of the windows and looked out. And it's like, man, if I could just, I looked at the parking lot, and I'm like, man, if I could just signal somebody, or if there was a way I could smash this window and just get the hell out of here. But, you can't, because that's not the object of the game. Mm-hmm. But I did a few little things like that were really, really kind of just like, oh, man, just added to it. Sneaking around the room, just like there's people that are in this, and there's some people that are just sitting there, but you know that at some point they're just going to flick a switch and go crazy.
Oh, yeah. I hated the part where, like, I saw the security door, and I thought, okay, obviously I have to go in here, but there wasn't a key around there. And I thought, well, where the hell am I supposed to go? And then I found my way to that hallway with that guy in a wheelchair. Oh, no. I'm going to have to walk past him?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
And it's like, oh, fuck, shit.
Yep, I'm the same way. I'm like tiptoeing. Do I run by? Do I tiptoe by? What do I do? And
then when you get past him, you enter a room where there's like 3 people watching TV, and it's like, oh, fuck again.
Yep. Yep, there's all those moments in that game. And they did a nice job. You know what was weird is that when we played the demo at PAX, I don't know if you played the demo. Me and Edie did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we played the demo at PAX, and it wasn't, I mean, I remember the beginning scene, but the problem is the beginning scene didn't sell that game. So they had me start at the beginning where you got to sneak into the asylum. Basically, you're just climbing up stuff and jumping in and, And then you go through. It really wasn't that creepy in the beginning. But so if they had dropped you in the middle somewhere, they really could have sold the horror aspect of this game. Because I think it was creepy walking around, and yeah, occasionally something jumps out at you or whatever. But just now that you're in the basement in knee deep water, and the water makes noise that you don't want to make noise. That was really cool. Yeah, so we I think all three of us are actually getting our feet wet, pardon the pun, in Outlast. Edie's watching a lot of TV, and we're gonna call it instead of the Game Hounds, just gonna call it the TV Hounds. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I know.
I could talk about TV. Like TV.
If Edie was here, I wonder what she'd be saying right now.
Probably something about TV.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Probably sound
House of Cards.
Yeah, probably sound like a rooster. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I've actually been playing more of that Tomb Raider. I've really liked Tomb Raider on the PS4. It's the same game, the 360. I think it's a little bit better just because it looks good. It's smoother. I love having the noise come through the speaker on the PS4 controller.
Oh, what comes through the speaker?
When someone talks to you on the walkie-talkie.
Oh, neat.
But it also comes through on the TV. So it gives you almost it gives you almost a stereophonic wide sound when it does that. It's just kind of neat. It's almost like in Knack. Did you play Knack?
No.
Okay. In Knack, when you collect some of the blocks, you hear the blocks collecting in the block sound effect come through on the speaker, and that's kind of how it is with the Tomb Raider. When you get near a tomb, you know how it makes that
yeah.
That noise comes through on the little speaker as well as the TV. So so it plays it through on both, and it's kind of neat how it does that. So yeah, Tomb Raider's good. I went back and, as mentioned, to play a little bit of NHL 14 on the 360 to get my hockey itch scratched. That was pretty good. I went back and I actually fired up. My laptop's been having some issues. My new laptop that I play Steam on. It's got a I think it's the solid state memory. A hard drive.
Okay.
So it's got like 128 solid state, and then it's got a monster regular hard drive. And I think my solid state's failing because I was having trouble booting up.
Really?
And then when it said RAID fail.
Oh, geez.
And then I shut it off a couple times and turned it back on and went back in, and it was fine. So I don't know if it just was a bad boot sequence or if I have some solid state hard drive issues.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about computers to say what RAID fail would mean. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
Yeah, so I'm trying
That certainly doesn't sound good, though.
No, because it wouldn't even boot up, and it said, I have to do, go into a new boot sequence and reinstall. So I just, hit the button to shut it down. I just kept, turning it off and turning it on, and finally it went back in. It was fine. So, but it's still probably not good. And the thing is, it's just sitting on my bar down here. It's not like I'm carrying it around and moving around. It's just sitting there. So it's like, how can it just die while just sitting there,
Yeah, and I thought solid state drives were supposed to be more stable.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't know if it's just loose, if it's loose from the trip in Vegas in May that I went to or whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that my my new laptop that I play games on is kind of boning out. But I tried to play more of the AC Gunship on it, which is kind of just an old fun little game. Of course, I go into Steam and I had all these updates of games I never play. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a Steam update now. They've kind of changed things around. They've added tags.
Have they?
Yeah, you can tag a game with a description. And I guess on the first day, people were just abusing it and putting spoilers in the tags. And just insulting games, saying piece of crap would be a tag. And doing that on all sorts of games. But they've kind of improved it now. So now whenever you look at a game, there'll be some type of tags that kind of offer a description of what it's like, which is kind of neat. It's something.
What do you think about all these Steam boxes? Is that something you're interested in getting?
Not really, because, I have a PC right next to my TV, and it's I can always just switch to PC or watch TV, and I don't know what they're for yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get one to find out. I don't know. It's like I've got a PS4 and I've got a PC. I kind of don't need another thing.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't need to spend a few $100s or anything like that. Trying to think what else is going on in the video game world that we haven't touched on in our last show. We actually went live on our last show. It was the little over an hour long that we did today, the three of us.
I got a couple things in news.
Yeah, what do you got?
So speaking of Outlast, there's this other horror game I've been looking forward to for a while called Daylight.
Oh,
and
yes.
it finally has a release date. It's coming out to PC and PS4 in April.
No way. Oh, good. Finally some games coming out in the short term.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a while, because it's kind of like Outlast, where you just have like a smartphone and a flashlight, but I guess the environment is all procedurally generated. So you never, like, you can never know your way through it, so you'll always be scared and lost.
Really?
Yeah. Which sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I saw that some of the pictures of that. I was reading some of the descriptions of that the Daylight game. That looks pretty good. In fact, I was just reading an article in the new a Game Informer magazine there, and they're talking June for PS4 Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, really? That's sooner than I thought it would be. I don't know why.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be later on. I guess in May. Is it May? It's coming to PC, and then in June they're talking PS4.
Okay, so it's only a month away. That's not bad at all.
No, it's getting. I mean, well, we are in the back nine of February here.
Yeah. Also, I know you will be excited for this. They are making an Assassin's Creed board game.
Really?
Yes. I have no idea how it's going to be played or what's going on, but that sounds awesome. I might have to buy it even if I don't have any way.
Nick, tell us a little bit more about that.
I don't know. I don't know anything else. Someone's making it. A guy, some board game company that I forgot the name of is making it. That's what you wanted to hear, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is helpful, right? I'm offering people buying decisions, and I'm helping them make choices.
You are. It is a very confusing market, and you're here to help us through it.
Yep. I'm here to make sense of it all. I'm here to explain the world. There are people making a game based on Assassin's Creed.
I couldn't be any more excited.
I know you love this series.
I do.
Yes.
I wonder what Edie would say right now.
I honestly have no idea.
Oh, so anyway, trying to think what else. Do you know what I've been doing? Oh, there's new Battlefield stuff coming out today, too. Yesterday, I forgot. I just got an email or a notice on my premium there. I went to log into my Battlefield premium, and I got the new Capture the Flag modes now available, I think, on PS4, and some new maps. So I might have to jump back into Battlefield, because all I've been doing this month is they've had a battle pack a day every time you log in.
Oh, wow.
So I literally would like put in a disc, log in, get my battle pack, log out, and then put Tomb Raider disc back in. Because I was like, well, I just want to get my battle pack. I haven't really wanted to play it because I just haven't really been up for that P versus P environment. Well, I haven't been feeling all that good. So just going to get my battle pack. A lot of it. I mean, I've got a bunch of scopes, which has been kind of good, but it's nothing that I probably would use. But I am unlocking a ton of scopes, and I got a couple of skins. Yay, I got a skin. Yay, I got a logo for my dog tag. Woohoo! You know,
it's almost like every bad thing you get is like, well, okay, maybe this makes me a little bit closer to getting something good.
Yeah. That's what you think. At some point, after I've unlocked all the crap, I want to unlock something.
I've got to
good.
get something useful, right?
Yeah, I know.
I want to get back into that too.
Hey, what was Earth Defense Force? I think was coming out. So I think it's for PS3. I don't know if it's coming out for Xbox 360 or not, but I gotta look into that. Not that I want to buy any more games for the 360 because I'm really enjoying the PS4 too much. What is it about that? Why do we not want to go back and play the 360?
I have no idea.
Would you feel the same way though?
A weird psychological thing.
It's kind of like you buy a new car and it's like, oh no, you got to take the clunky van out down to the store to get milk. Well, I want to drive the new car.
Yeah.
It's just like I want to play everything on the PS4 now, but there's some stuff still coming out for the Xbox 360 that's not bad. And it's like I should really check into that,
Yeah. It's a weird thing. It's almost like you just consciously don't want to go back. Even as I kind of regret unhooking my PS3, because now that I have PS Plus, I could be downloading like all these free PS Plus games for last generation, but I just can't muster up the motivation to actually do that.
So
I'm even losing out on free games in the process, but it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, hey, I got I got to check my email real quick. I forget what it was called, but I got a thing for that Star Wars game.
What Star Wars game?
I got accepted for the beta. Where is it? Oh man, now I can't find it. There was that Star Wars flying game on the PC. You know that one there?
No.
Oh, here it is. Attack Squadron. I've accepted for the closed beta on Star Wars Attack Squadron. Yeah.
I never heard of that game.
No, I did.
I'm behind on the Star Wars
Yep. I think it's a PC game, and you just fly around in all the Star Wars ships, and that's why it's Attack Squadron. It looked pretty interesting, so I will, if I can get my new laptop to fire up and it's not going to die on me, then I will absolutely check out the beta there. I'll check it out.
Oh, Jaeger says if you had a Vita, you probably would. So is that a Vita game?
I don't know. I don't know if he's talking to us or if he's talking to somebody in the chat room about that.
Oh, that's true.
He could be. I think he's in a conversation with somebody over there. But yeah, I pulled up my Vita the other day. Someone was talking about the new what's that game called? Not Tetris, Tempest. Remember Tempest? There's a Tempest-style game out on the Vita that someone said, oh, it's awesome. And I looked at some of the screenshots. I was like, I don't know if I want to play
remember hearing about Tempest, but I don't actually remember what it was.
Tempest was, it's almost like you're looking down a hole. And you had a circular, controller that just spun. And your guy was at the top of this hole shooting down like these lanes.
Oh, it was that game.
Yeah,
oh, God,
and all these little, it's almost looked like Geometry Wars, you know what I mean? It's just all these little 2D little, symbols coming up at you, and you had to shoot them before they got to the top.
I was always so awful at
I was too.
I've only played it at the old arcade.
Oh,
at PAX.
Paxies, yeah.
That's the only place I can find an arcade cabinet of it. But, oh, man.
I enjoyed it, but I was terrible at it.
So apparently there's this thing on Twitch called Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, I heard something about that. I heard about it, but tell me more.
I guess it's this stream where there's kind of this computer. You basically, everyone in the chat, everyone in the comments can play Pokemon by inputting commands into the chat or into like the comments. And the game itself is run by this AI that will take those commands and input it into the game. So basically you have like 63,000 people trying to play Pokemon at once. And what's impressive is that they've actually made some progress through the game. Like they've actually beaten some of the bosses and found some Pokemon. But I guess there are these two ways of controlling it. There's like anarchy mode, where every input that gets written up in the chat is put into the game. And then there's democracy mode, where it's like the most popular command every 2 seconds is input. And users can switch between those at any time by voting on it. And I guess there's like this bar at the top of the screen that kind of says what mode you're in and how close they are to going into the new mode.
Okay.
But what's crazy is that I guess there's this item that you start off with called the Helix Fossil. And this has been like the biggest blessing of the game and sort of the reason they've been able to make so much progress, because the item doesn't do anything. It's something that you have to use later on in the game. But that works because I guess in all the chaos of commands being input, the inventory keeps getting opened and the game keeps trying to use an item. But for some reason, the Helix Fossil is the item it always lands on. And so instead of using it, he just checks it and says like, oh, it's just the fossil and he can't use it. So instead of accidentally using like a whole bunch of important recovery items, the chat has just kept accidentally looking at the Helix Fossil. And now it's become like this meme where the Helix Fossil is this like religious text that the character keeps checking every time. What do I do? Check the Helix Fossil. And there's actually fan art like depicting the Helix Fossil as Jesus or God, or like shrines to the Helix Fossil. And it's a rather fascinating thing to read about. And I think it's better to read about it than to watch the stream itself, because apparently the stream itself, well, you know, obviously the chat is just chaos because you see commands going like crazy. But because there's so many commands, it takes hours upon hours to do the simplest of things.
Oh, forget it.
When they were trying to navigate through this mountain pass, I guess you can actually jump down the mountain. So trolls would keep inputting the command down. So the character kept jumping down and then having to work all the way back up. And it took like a day just to get through this one mountain pass. So watching it is awful, but reading about it in like, you know, summaries and write-ups about it, it's fascinating. Just the idea of thousands upon thousands of people somehow coming together to play a game at the same time. It's just bizarre, but kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that, but boy, that would aggravate the crap out of me, though. Just people,
oh yeah,
you know, I didn't even like playing Need for Speed when you know on PS4 when you went in there and other people were doing things. It was just like, you know, because you got your people that are they're in there just to cause havoc, and it's just it can be fun to a point and to a certain degree, but at some point, enough's enough.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever play it, but I certainly like reading about it.
Oh, yeah. Might even be fun to watch, actually.
Yeah. But I can't imagine what it'd be like for the trolls to do that. And I guess some people are thinking that eventually the game will become impossible because there's some area of the game where when you're trying to go through it, you know, there are random battles still against really hard Pokemon. And then there are traps in the environment, too, that will hurt you if you step on them. And so between the two of those, there's just too much. And, you know, amidst the chaos of commands, there's no way they could get through that location.
Yeah, that's one game I never really played was Pokemon. So, I mean, I'm trying to... I mean, I think I've seen pictures of it and read about it, but it's one game I've never actually got my hands on. I don't think
it's a JRPG. Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what it is. I got into it. I think it was like the first... It was just one of the first games that I played on Game Boy. And, you know, they had a cartoon associated with it. Yeah. And so that kind of helped sell it. It's like one of those weird games that, it's a kid's game. And so I played it as a kid and I loved it. I've never played the game since then, but I kind of still have fond memories of it. But it's a game that's never grown up. It's always just remained a kid's game. So, each generation of kids that gets born, like, plays Pokemon.
Yeah,
so it's
I
just
suppose,
like this
yeah.
franchise that somehow stays relevant even though it never changes.
That's true. Do you know what game I played? Kid game I played was on the actually original Xbox. Was the SpongeBob game. That was really fun. It really was.
I never played that.
It was just a jumping game, and you had to jump on stuff and collect stuff and do little puzzles and collect jellyfish, and some of it wasn't easy by any means. But SpongeBob on the original Xbox, it was pretty cool. I got to say, I had some fun playing that one there.
Yeah, some kids game can be really fun.
Well, even Knack was supposed to be a teenager game. It wasn't kid, so to speak, but Knack wasn't supposed to be a very adult game. But we both played it over here, and we both had a blast with it. Absolute blast.
And that's like most Nintendo games are. I still love playing Mario.
Yeah. I remember one of the first Marios. It was the 3D one where you could jump in the pool and swim around and turn. I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. It wasn't just like left and right and jump up and down. You could actually turn and, go. The depth of the game was kind of cool because it's never really had that. And I don't know what system that was on, but I haven't played Mario in a long time. I don't think I've ever finished a Nintendo one. I watched people play. I did. I'm just not that good with it.
I sadly still have a Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii in shrink wrap. But like I never got around to playing it, and now I've unhooked the Wii, to make room for the PS4.
Really?
Yep, and it's kind of sad because it's like, oh, I've still got this game in the shrink wrap for a console that I just don't have hooked up anymore.
Yeah, the whole Wii isn't that weird? The whole Nintendo and the Wii thing, it just seems to be, I don't know, falling apart, crumbling.
Yeah, I read some statistic that I think there was some game developers conference recently, and I guess only 4% of developers plan to bring the game to the Wii U.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So that console seems like it'll live and die by Nintendo first-party games.
Yeah.
No one else can put stuff on that.
I know. What do you do with that, though, right?
I don't know. It's a shame.
Well, I think it's had its day. I even picked up a Wii. We went over to somebody's house one day, and it's like, oh, look, you can bowl and play tennis. It was like, oh, it's the best thing ever. It's only $200. We got to get one. So we got one. We might have played it twice. It just, that novelty for us wore off in a hurry. And then I think we actually moved it upstairs, and then when her nephews come over that were younger, they played it a lot when they were here, but yeah, we just didn't play it. The only game that I really, really enjoyed, there was two games actually I really enjoyed. One of them was a chicken hunt game, where it was like Duck Hunt, but it was with chickens. And we actually bought the pistol controller for the Wii U and put the controller in the pistol thing so you could shoot the screen with it. That was cool. It was you were fighting all these crazy chickens, and the last chicken was Darth Chicken. And I love that game. It was a little shooter game. You just shot the screen from all the chickens. I forget what it was called, but it was some chicken wrangler game. Love that game. And then the other one was Order Up. It was the restaurant game.
Oh, yeah.
Order Up was so cool because you would drop the fries in and flip the burger and chop the lettuce. And then you would delegate, like you would tell the young kid to make the fries, but he never could make them as good as you. And then you try to remember the guy that liked spicy burgers and spicy steak and add the spices to his thing. And I love that game. I did. I played the crap on it. Although I could never get the controller to work really well cutting the lettuce and stuff. I'd always would screw that up. But it was like a time management game. It really was. It was almost like a first-person Diner Dash, where you were the chef. But there was a couple of games I really enjoyed, and I do kind of miss. But aside from that, it really wasn't anything big.
Yeah, it's funny. Like a lot of those Wii games are kind of like iPhone games, where they're really fun for like 10 minutes, and then you're like, okay, I've kind of had enough of it, and put it away.
Yeah, I don't do much iPhone gaming anymore because of what you just said. It's they're quick hits, and aside from some of the card games that are great, like when you're in the doctor's office waiting, there's really nothing on there. If I'm going to play a game, I'm going to play on the Xbox or the PS4 or the iPad maybe, but sitting on the phone playing a game for long periods of time really doesn't happen.
Yeah, like I've been playing a lot on my iPhone just because, the Olympics. And so, okay, this is kind of good to pass time during events. But yeah, I'm kind of like that. I've reached a point where it's like, okay, I want to find something bigger on the phone. I want something that I can play for more than 10 minutes and will keep me...
The only thing that I found that kept me occupied for a long time was iPad games. And one of them was Zombie Gunship, where you're on a gunship and you're shooting zombies from the air. That I could play for 10 or 15 minutes. And then that game, The Room. Actually, they just have The Room 2 just come out.
Yeah, maybe I should get that because The Room was really good.
Yeah, The Room 2, I just got into it. I hadn't played more than 5 or 10 minutes. But those are the type of games that I really enjoy playing, or card games, But as far as anything else, as far as longevity of game, like what I sit and really get into a game, no, it's such a small screen, is I think the problem.
Yeah, that's kind of frustrating because I think there's a lot of games on it that just really aren't meant for it. I tried playing Infinity Blade, and I got really into it because it's a pretty neat game, but man, it's so not good on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Because the buttons to dodge left and right are so small that I keep missing them when I try to press them.
Yeah, yep. It's just too small to play on.
And it just makes me want to tear my hair out because, like, I see the sword coming and I push the button to dodge it. Oh, but it doesn't because, like, I must have been 1 pixel off.
Yeah.
And that seems like a game that would be great on the iPad. And I feel sad. It's like, oh, now I have to buy a whole other device, but I don't really want to.
Yeah, the iPad, because it's bigger, it definitely makes some of those games playable that are just not playable on the iPhone.
I did read that Plague Inc. is coming to Steam tomorrow, I think.
Really?
So, that's good.
That might be one of those games
really well
that might play well, on both, on everything, actually. It's games like that. Yeah, games like that. The point-and-click stuff is not too bad either.
Something slow.
Yeah, you can't have a lot of action. You can't need to press buttons in a hurry for some of these games on the iPhone. And I like you said, I found that I would play these games and be all excited, and then I never went back to them. In fact, when I got my new iPhone, after the other one kind of died on me, I don't think I took any. I took 10% of the games I had and downloaded them on the new iPhone, and all the other ones, I think I got them on the iPod, but I didn't clog up my iPhone with any of these games. I just don't play. I had my fun with them, and I bought them for $1 or $2, and if I really want to play them, I could download them again, but I'm just not missing them at all.
It's funny how, well, maybe that speaks to like one of the things that we're talking about with the Xbox. Like, yeah, we have these huge collections of games, and we're really attached to them. But honestly, when you move forward, you don't really go back to them.
No,
and it's like
it's
you
hard.
almost need to be forced to let it go because otherwise we'll never let it go.
It's a mindset too, because even though I went back to play that NHL 14 because there's no hockey on PS4 right now, it just feels so weird going back to the 360 and playing games. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I get on there and had all these friends on, but half of them were on Xbox One, and I don't know. It's just, and I knew that would happen too when the PlayStation 4 come out, that I would not want to go back to Xbox. I would want to play on the new system, and I don't know why that I have a hard time going back to the 360, and whether it's Diablo or whether it's hockey or I really want to go back and put in Far Cry 3 again because I enjoyed the crap out of that. That's right in the Tomb Raider vein too. You know that?
Yeah, that kind of exploration action game.
Yeah, you have a choice of staying with the main storyline or going around and exploring. And when you got the map and you unlocked all the special stuff on the on Far Cry 3, and you could see where everything was, that was half the fun. Was that you had liberated areas, so you really didn't have to worry about enemies, and you could just go around and find all these things in the map. And I thought it was better than Tomb Raider because some of the stuff was up in the air, some of the stuff was on the ground. There was a couple of times I actually had to throw a grenade and blow up a wall to get in and get these things. And so that was, I mean, you still have to look out for animals and stuff, and it was night and stuff. But boy, Far Cry 3 was so fun because of all the things that all the extra stuff that you could do just away from the game, between the liberating the towers and liberating the forts there, whatever they were, just, and then finding different things and treasures and the water, going into the water trying to avoid the sharks and going down below to get treasures.
That was fun.
I got eaten by so many sharks in that game. It wasn't even funny. And I think you could do races, too. You could do races on the water, and you could do races on the land, too, right? Wasn't that the game that you had time trials you could do, and you had to get from point A to point B, either in a Jeep or in a watercraft or something? I think that was Far Cry, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, and then there's this...
I might be... whenever I think of water racing, I keep thinking GTA.
No. Well, I wouldn't have played it on GTA. This is definitely Far Cry 3. Then you get down. Remember, you went down to the shore and some guy's like, "How good of a gun shooter are you? Can you challenge me shooting birds out of the sky or something like that?"
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was these other challenges that you would get on and race the champion or something like that in a watercraft, and I was terrible at that. Wasn't that the multiplayer one? Was that the multiplayer when you had to go get the bombs to destroy the...
Yeah, the bridge.
And then if you hit somebody, you would dislodge the bomb. And
Yep.
Far Cry 3. Even the multiplayer was so damn good. They nailed it. And that's very Tomb Raider-esque. I think that was actually a little bit better than Tomb Raider, if I had to say.
It was definitely more open.
It was more open, and then with the multiplayer, it added that whole dimension to it. Tomb Raider is more about climbing and jumping and how do I get from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. But I have the itch now. I think I'm going to be putting in Far Cry 3 again because that was so much fun.
I picked up Blood Dragon during the Steam Winter Sale, but I never played it.
Really?
Yeah.
That looks so far out there. I heard it was good, but it was so far out there.
It's weird. I think it's far out there stylistically, because it's a completely different style. But I think the gameplay is, the exact same. That you're still going around breaking outposts and killing people. The controls are the same. It's just it looks completely different.
Hey, speaking of that reminds me of someone on Twitter, and I'm going to look it up right now. Twitter account Gamer Goalie. Who was it here? Kevin sent me a picture. He got the PS3 Collector's Edition Aliens Colonial Marines.
What?
And it comes in this huge box, and it's got Ripley in the loader.
Okay, it might be worth to get that just for the Ripley statue.
Yep, this was February 13th, so it was about a week ago. He picked this up, and he put it out on Twitter. I was like, dude, what are you doing? And so I don't know if I'm if I'm impressed or if I'm depressed for him. He's got a lot of balls, spending a lot of money getting the collector's figure and all that, but damn, dude, that was just a bad game.
There are better games to get the collector figures of.
There's many games. Oh, too funny. I wonder if he's in the chat room. Yeah, Kevin, yep, that was you. Yeah, you sent out that picture on Twitter, and I was like, oh, man, really, of all games, Aliens, Colonial Marines. Oh, $9.99? Oh, I might have picked it up for $9.99. What do you think, Nick?
Really? Oh
yeah.
My God! The special edition was only $10
with Ripley in the loader.
Oh Holy crap!
Jeepers creepers!
Wow.
I would get that and give it to you for Christmas.
I would pick that up. That's wow. I kind of feel bad for the game now. Like you'll buy the special edition, not even for the game.
Yeah, Piss Boy's in the chat room. You know, he's a man about the world. He was the one that was finding like Xbox Ones in downtown Nashville and all crazy. It's like I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, Piss Boy just wrote in that he found one of those too, Colonial Marines, the collector's edition at a CVS in Chicken Scratch, Alabama. So good for you there, Steve. Nice job.
I've been talking to Force Man over Skype. He finally picked up an Xbox One to play the Titanfall beta.
Yeah. Which
is apparently really cool. But he told me that he walked into like a Best Buy and they had like a stack of Xboxes. And, he just walked in, picked one up. And then he talked to the guy and he's like, yeah, whenever there's a PS3, whenever we get shipments of PS4s in, they're just gone immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. Is listening to other shows and Twitter and following along the ear to the ground, so to speak. That it's just the PlayStations come in, the PlayStations go out, the Xboxes come in, and they sit there. And
I'm surprised that it's still like that. But
well, the thing is if you want an Xbox One, you can get one. There's no shortage of them. They're there if you really want one. And it seems like it's the PlayStation that it's hard to get, and the people that want them.
So that makes me feel good because that means like, okay, I got the one that's difficult to find already, and whenever I want an Xbox, because I'll pick one up eventually.
Yeah, whenever you want it.
It'll be really easy.
Yeah, it's not that hard to get. Yeah. Right. So I just don't know if Titanfall can save the Xbox One.
It looks pretty cool based on like the videos I've seen of people playing.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, but is it going to save Xbox One from itself? I
think it'll definitely spur some sales.
Give them a boost.
As long as like the servers don't crash, because EA has had some problems with servers. So as long as EA can keep its shit together, Titanfall should be great.
Well, we'll find out, and then everybody's complaining about the 6-on-6, so we'll see if that plays out good or bad. Yeah. I imagine they'll have their problems, like everything else they always do.
Yeah.
So I'm not, like I say, don't bash them in the first few weeks, but anyway.
What's kind of interesting, I saw a little article that said, everything I've seen of Titanfall has just been, mechs versus the humans. But I guess there are also giant monsters that will kind of hang out on the side of the levels, and they'll just kind of mind their own business unless someone shoots at them, and then they'll jump in and start attacking people and causing chaos. And that seems like kind of a cool idea, introducing this third party that's just there to wreak havoc.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening in Evolve, too. Is that not only are you fighting the monster, but there's also, NPCs or NPMs, if you want to call them monsters out there that are in the way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. I have no idea when that's, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Evolve game.
I read something that because the guys who made that are the guys that made Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
But, they're no longer working with Valve. And I guess one of the reasons they left Valve separated is because, the Valve culture just takes really slow. And we were kind of uncomfortable with that. And so we had to get out of there because it just moved too slow. Which I thought was kind of funny because exactly what everyone hates on Valve for. They're just so damn slow with everything.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's good to see that some people can get away from that.
I'm hoping it's good. I need another good Left 4 Dead game. I go back to Left 4 Dead 1 every now and then. I did like it.
Ditto.
But anyway, we should wrap it up here. You got to go to work. I got to get back to work. It's snowing again. Can you believe it? It was
man. I don't think there's a cloud in the sky.
It was supposed to rain today, and I was like, "Oh, good! The rain will come in. It'll kind of clear out some of the leftover snow. Just kind of take away the edge a little bit." But no, the temperature dropped and it turned to snow. I'm like, oh man. So yeah, well, here it is. I mean, we still got another month of it to go. It's middle of March is when we can really kind of think about snow not being a problem. Oh, it doesn't end. It doesn't end.
Yeah, that's rough. I cannot imagine living in a place like that.
No, you can't. I can't either anymore. I'm sick of it. So anyway, all right, I'm going to hit the outro music. We're going to sign out. Everybody, thanks for joining us on the Ginger Free Zone. Yeah.
This has actually been good. Like, I've gotten Tigger's Game Center name through the chat. So, I need to get more friends on the iPhone. Maybe that'll get me playing the games for longer.
Yeah.
It can be multiplayer.
Yeah, it might. You know, I mean, the iPad is good for playing.
Draw something.
Yeah, I know. Draw something was so fun. I don't think I played that in almost 2 years now, but that was so much fun. I got a notification the other day that somebody actually played it too. I was like, oh, it'd be kind of fun to go back in there and do that again. But anyway, I am Gamer Goalie here on the Game Hounds, and I've been joined by Nick DiNicola. Edie Sellers is on assignment. Thanks for joining us here on a Ginger-Free Zone. And is this Edie calling in? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not. But anyway, I got some sound effects going on. She is gonna kill me when she hears some of these sound effects. Anyway, just having a good time here on a snowy Wednesday on the East Coast and a sunny day on the West Coast. Go Team USA in ice hockey. They move on to the semifinals against Canada. And Russia has lost on their home court. They've lost in the preliminary rounds to Finland. Imagine that.
Preliminary rounds?
I think they're going to invade Finland again after that, after losing. They didn't even make the semifinals. It was the quarterfinals of the eighth finals. I don't know what the heck. Anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us, and we will see you online. Goodbye.